So this madness of Time for a King kind of started when I was just a little boy. I didn't know it at the time that God was giving me this vision, but now looking back on it, it's just crazy at what God has done. When I was a little boy, I attended the same church that Johnny and Mark used to attend, and every year for Christmas they would do Carol the Bells Trans-Siberian Orchestra and Oh Holy Night Trans-Siberian Orchestra. And I just loved this music. I fell in love with it. And so I always said to myself, I want to learn to play the drums, and I want to learn to play it with Johnny and Mark. And so ever since then, I fell in love with Trans-Siberian Orchestra. My parents, my mom and dad, took me to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra live in concert. And I just fell in love with the light show and the production, and I said, what if we could take this and put it into the church environment? So here's a 19-year-old going and approaching these people to be a part of Time for a King, and you can only imagine what was going through their head. Here's a 19-year-old asking people to put their time into this, be here every Thursday night from May to December to be a part of this production. And so it's just amazing to see what God has done. King hasn't always been easy. We've faced obstacles, we've went over hurdles, and we didn't even know that there was going to be this year. I was ready to close the door, I was ready to hang it up, and some other people in the band were on the same page as well. And just to kind of give you a story of kind of what happened, August of last year, Eric Wright, who was a part of the band member, left practice here for Time for a King, and he never made it home. And so that really hit home for us. It was really hard. It was a struggle. We even faced challenges at that time. Do we keep moving forward? Do we keep going? But we knew Eric would want us to do it, and God said, keep moving, keep going. And so we did, and we listened to God. We was obedient to God. But then after Time for a King 2015, Johnny Fisher, our lead guitarist, went home to be with the Lord 3 days after our concert. And that was a very difficult time for us. It was very low for us, and we struggled. We set the group down and we discussed whether we're going to move forward or whether we're going to hang it up. And God said, keep going. Keep going. We as a group, we prayed, we fasted, and God gave us that answer. And He gave us, He came, He conquered, He reigns. And so we're going to keep going, we're going to keep pushing forward until God says, you've done it. You've done what I called you to do. This year what you're going to see is you're going to have a mixture of your Trans-Siberian Orchestra music, but you're also going to have some worship songs like How Great Thou Art, Arise My Love, Days of Elijah. So we wanted to freshen it up, but not only that, but God gave us this. God gave us this vision. We prayed, we fasted for it, and He gave us, He came, He conquered, He reigns. This is God's production. It's not mine. It's not anybody else's that's going to be up here on this stage. This is God's production, and we're doing what He told us to do. And so we hope you enjoy it, because this is Time for a King.